welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go through some quick connects with Flowmattic, and this is the latest version of Flowmattic 4.33, and I'm going to be releasing a video later in the coming weeks that will show you how to do some things with MainWP's new APIs, and I'm going to use Flowmattic for it. And currently I don't believe there are any videos covering Flowmattic and MainWP, so I wanted to do a few. And I'm going to use, in this example today, I'm going to connect two different ways. One is what I would call a native integration. That's where Flowmattic naturally supports it, and in this case it will be Discord. And I'm also going to use a bearer connect, but I'm going to bearer connect to something that is already supported by Flowmattic, which is MainWP. And the reason I'm going to do that is just so you can see a bearer connect and see how powerful bearer connects are. Bearer connects will allow you to build your own APIs and integrate APIs that aren't natively supported by Flowmattic. It's basically building your own integration, and that's really useful. And similar to some of the stuff I've done with regards to the integration of some of the stats into pro reports, it's a very similar nature to that work. But it was really useful for you when you want to get data from or to something that isn't currently supported. And actually, Flowmattic are really good at integrations and getting integrations out, but there's always going to be that one app that you want to get connected, and this is the way you do it. So I'm going to start with a native integration, and in this case it will be Discord. And the reason for that is because I'm going to use it in one of my upcoming videos. And I had a few problems connecting it originally, so I'm going to give you some advice on that. It's really quite simple, and we're going to go immediately to this connect integration, and we're going to select Discord, and we can give it any name you like. I'm going to leave it as a default Discord. I'm only ever going to connect one Discord to this, so it makes sense to leave it as that, so it's easy to identify later when I show you. So I'm going to authenticate and save, and it's going to pull up my Discord profile, and I'm just going to accept this, and it has a lot of access. You don't need all of these. It depends what you're going to ask Flowmattic to do. In this case, I'm going to leave the basic settings. I will remove and do that later, depending on what I'm actually using Discord for. To do that, I'd have to remove the integration and then re-add it, but it's simple enough to do. So this is it. It wants to connect to my site, and I'm going to push authorize and give it after a few seconds. It is now authorized. That is my Flowmattic instance connected to my Discord server. A point I will make: if you have basic authentication on your site, Basic Auth, you have to disable it before you can do that connection. There's a callback that just cannot happen if you've got Basic Auth on. You can put it back on afterwards, but it does cause issues, and it caused me a lot of issues yesterday. So I'm going to go over to authorized apps in Discord, and I'm going to refresh, and you should see Flowmattic has now been added to that list. Oh, it refreshed somewhere else, so let's go back to authorized apps, and Flowmattic is now within my Discord, so it can now connect. And the next one I'm going to connect, I'm going to go back over to our Flowmattic instance, and I'm going to connect a new API. This is where you build your integrations, and I'm going to call this one MainWP. And you'll type in this case is a bearer token, and usually the sites will tell you this. And I'm just going to flick over to Postman, which is where the APIs for MainWP are, and it will tell you what you need to send in the API data or in API. And in this case, it's bearer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our Flowmattic instance, and I'm going to add my bearer token here. Obviously, I don't suggest you go around putting real bearer tokens on the internet, but this is temporary for this video, and I will delete it. So I'm going to save that connection, and just like that, MainWP is connected. So that now means I only have to enter that once. I never have to enter it again. I don't even need to remember it. It's there. It's in my database. It's accessible by all of my Flowmattic workflows just by putting it in this place. So it saves you having to manage that integration and remember your key. So I'm going to go over to workflows where I have built a couple, but I'm going to actually edit this one. And this is a test workflow to test what we've just pulled together. So this is a basic schedule of 1 minute, every 1 minute it's going to do a task. It then sends a get command to this endpoint, which is on my demo site, and it uses Flow Connect. I've told it to use Flowmattic Connect, which is where we just set up our two connections, as its API. And I'm just going to select from here, because it's MainWP that it's referencing, my MainWP instance. And that's it. It's connected. I will now save and test. And if all has gone well, it should tell me that we have one site. And it does. We have one site connected to our MainWP example server. Next is Discord. And our next flow would be to go to Discord. And Discord is connected. I've told it what channel I want it to connect to. It will send, you have, in this case, one site connected as a message. And I just need to select my Discord Connect account. This is the right channel. I don't need to set bot names or anything for this. It's a simple message to a channel, which I will go to in my Discord in a minute. And I'm going to do a send and test. And I don't know if you heard it, but there was a little beep there from Discord that says that I've probably had a message. So I'll go back to my updates. And this is a dedicated MainWP thingy for me. And here we are, client sites. You have one client site connected. You have one site connected. I'm going to flick over back to our workflow, do that again, and hopefully get there before it comes. And there it is. You have one site connected. And that is really how simple it is to integrate your custom apps and your different pieces into Flowmattic. Once you've got those, and I did say earlier that MainWP had a native thing, and I'm sure it does. I'm sure I've seen it. In this case, I wanted to show you two separate. Yeah, it does. There you go. MainWP has a native connection, but I wanted you to see how easy it is to add your bearer tokens and use your bearer tokens in Flowmattic. I hope that's been useful to you. Please like, subscribe, and comment if there is a video you would particularly benefit from me doing. Thank you.